I did not expect Skywalker to be so wise.
Yo, how's it going, guys? Static Skywalker, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some Obi-Wan TV series talk. Massive talks. Who's hyped? I'm hyped. Oh my god, yes. I'm loving these Star Wars talk episode, man. Guys, mans? What? Okay, let's try again. So, we got some Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series news. Rumors, speculation, lots of talk going around online. Again, take everything with a big grain of salt because Lucasfilm haven't come out and confirmed anything as of yet. I don't think. If they do by now and this video has gone up, I'll look like an absolute knob, but never mind. So, yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. For the streaming service, I'm guessing Netflix, not Netflix, their Netflix style model that Disney are going to be launching. I believe they're calling it Disney Plus. They're putting obviously the Mandalorian on there. I guess we're probably going to have all the Star Wars films on there. I would have thought so. Obviously we've got Loki coming. We've got Scarlet Witch and Vision coming. We've got a Falcon, Bucky, and who else is in that one? Falcon, Bucky, and War Machine, I believe. Yeah, Falcon, Bucky, and War Machine series for the Marvel side of things. But we're here to talk Star Wars today, so drop a comment, guys. What is your, do you think that there is a good enough chance that a Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series could happen? And do you think it'll be the man himself, as you see on screen, Ewan McGregor? Obviously, we've seen him in Rebels, which you'll see a little snippet shot here somewhere in a moment. We've seen him in Rebels when he fought Maul and finished Maul off for the last time. So I can't see Maul being a part of this new live-action series if it happens. Just purely based on the fact that I think he's obviously dealt with him already, and they've dealt with that in the cartoon Rebels series. So I don't think they're going to touch on that again and rehash it. I think people might just feel like that's a bit safe and lazy. Now, I know people do want him to obviously have a bit of conflict with Darth Vader. I know that there's a bit of continuity issue with the whole Episode 4 stuff going down where, in Episode 4, it's the last time, you were the master and I was but the apprentice, or something along those lines. There's some kind of line that goes down, and so that kind of gives the hint that the last time they fought each other or saw each other was in Revenge of the Sith, when obviously Anakin faced Obi-Wan. When he went full dark side. So who knows? I mean, there's a strong possibility that he could face Vader again, but I don't think people would be quite so annoyed with that, because I think who doesn't want to see Obi-Wan facing Vader and having actual a proper nice lightsaber fight, rather than the kind of strike me down, Darth, and I'll become more powerful than you can ever imagine. And obviously he just disappears in his cloak. So yeah, I would like to see Obi-Wan maybe dealing with the fact that he's got to look after Luke on Tatooine. I guess he would be running into the Sand People, running into obviously Tusken Raiders. I think they class as Sand People, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they could do. A lot of avenues they could go down for this series. But I wanted to know your guys' opinions, so drop a comment if you've got any crazy theories about the Obi-Wan series. Do you think Ewan McGregor's going to come back? Do you think Ewan McGregor is going to come back? I'm hoping and praying he does. I don't think anybody else can step into that role. We had Alec Guinness, and when the prequels came about, there was talks of Obi-Wan being in. I'm sure there was a few people that were just a bit like, oh, can you get anybody else but Alec Guinness to play Obi-Wan Kenobi? And obviously we've all fallen in love with Ewan McGregor's portrayal of the character anyway. So that went down very well. You know what I mean? That wasn't like a bit of an Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo situation, which personally for me, I thought Solo was very, very enjoyable. I do like Solo, and I think he kind of made the character his own. He didn't try and rip off Harrison Ford, which I was very, very happy about. But we're here to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I think there's a very, very small chance that Ewan McGregor doesn't come back to do it. I think because he was interviewed back along, and this is when the talk about an Obi-Wan movie was going to be coming out, and he said he feels like he definitely wants to come back, and if they decide to talk to him about it, then happy days. And he even thought there was a trilogy there to be told between episode 3 and 4. So he's obviously very keen to revisit the character again. Now, I know he's going to have like agents in his ear saying, "Well, get the right paycheck, this, that, and the other, because you can." That's just part of casting, part of hiring actors. So I mean, but I really do feel like Ewan McGregor really wants to step in the robes again, so to speak. I think it would be great. I really think it'd be great. I think obviously they've got to try and age him up a little bit. He is pretty much, I would say, the perfect age to play a bit of a carry-on after episode 3. Because I mean, what they could do, and which would be quite interesting, is if they played it, because I don't how far off from episode 3 is Rebels? There's quite a time gap there, isn't there? I want to say I heard somewhere that there was about 5 years. Now, I could be wrong. Correct me if I am wrong in the comments, and if you know exactly what the timeline is there, but I'm sure there's got to be about 5. I think it was said that there was about 5 years in between the events of Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars Rebels starting. So I mean, hey, in that 5-year gap, Ewan McGregor, he's obviously aged a little bit, but then to me, I don't think he looks like he's aged much at all. He's just one of those actors that kind of stays youthful. So I think if he was to have a story after episode 3, maybe, I don't know, a year down the line, a year after the events of watching his apprentice Anakin burn in front of him and failing him, and seeing what that does to his character, see if it knocks him back and puts him into exile. Obviously, we're under the impression that it does, because when we see him in Rebels, he sat around a campfire, he hasn't really got anybody with him, when Maul obviously confronts him. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether Anakin, because I mean, this is the thing about a TV series, rather than a movie. A TV series can really kind of focus on more than one character, and they get a lot more time to be able to, like Game of Thrones style. One episode you'll have looks like really, really heavy on Daenerys Targaryen, and then another episode you could have really heavy on Jon Snow, and another episode could be really, really heavy on the Greyjoys. But pepper in bits of these other characters in the integral parts of the story to kind of break up the episode and make it so it's not so focused on one person. So I think that there is a good possibility that could happen. This is all speculation, obviously, if this series even goes through. But I'd love to see that. I'd love to see the fact that that Obi-Wan is feeling like he's let everybody down. He's feeling like he's failed the Jedi Order, and obviously, does he know where Yoda is? Because I mean, obviously, in Attack of the Clones, is it Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith? No, Revenge of the Sith is where obviously Yoda goes to Kashyyyk, meets the Wookiees, and then goes into exile. So I mean, obviously, we're under the impression that he's gone straight to Dagobah. Did that actually get mentioned? Was it ever mentioned that he went straight to Dagobah, or was he travelling about a bit before? So is he going to come into contact with Yoda? Who knows? But obviously, there's going to be some sort of, I imagine, some sort of Force ability connection where they can talk to and communicate with each other, like we've seen Luke and Leia do over the years. And it'd be interesting to see if Qui-Gon Jinn's ghost could pop up. Now, for me, that's a real tantalising sort of like, oh my god, how cool would that be? Again, with the whole recent Liam Neeson controversy, I would be hard-pressed to say it would happen. I would love it to happen. I would be over the moon if there's some way they could pepper that in. Pepper that in. That would be that'd be brilliant. I really would like to see Liam Neeson back in the robes. Force Ghost style, blue hue around him. I think it would be really cool. And I'm really, really interested to see what you guys think about, in the comments, obviously, what you guys think about this Obi-Wan series. Do you think it's going to happen? I know there's been on and off talks about series, movies, and things. When the whole kind of Boba Fett movie saga thing was going down, and they had all these things lined out, and then I think I'm pretty sure Rogue One was a financial success, but I think it was Solo that tipped the edge. Solo, as far as a Star Wars movie go, I think it kind of underperformed a bit. Again, going back to what I was saying earlier, I think it was brilliant. I really, really enjoyed Solo. I mean, I do understand there's a couple of gripes that people like pundits like Christian Harloff and stuff have said on Jedi Council, which I completely agree with, is the whole Lady Proxima thing. I think the aliens in Star Wars, if you want to make a really menacing sort of like scared of, if you like, you want to make people aware that these characters are scared of an alien and they're being enslaved by her and stuff, and just having her talking like a corny, weird British accent. I think it was British. Kira, don't give in to Han. Instead of having like an alien voice with subtitles, it just wasn't very menacing. So there's little gripes you can pick with Solo, but overall as a film, I really enjoyed it. And I personally think as a Star Wars film, it works. I really do. I really, really do. I think I was really, really impressed how Alden Ehrenreich didn't just do a Harrison Ford impersonation. Like with the whole kind of squinty eye, sort of like cocky suave, he kind of made his own take on it, and I think that was important to give us the understanding of a younger Han Solo when he's scared for his life, and he's, obviously got to try and go back to find Kira, joins the Imperial Academy, and yeah, I thought, again, I'm not going to get too much into it, but I do think it was really good. If you guys want to see me have a long form discussion on my thoughts of Solo, by all means, pop it in the comments. I will be doing a reaction to the Han Solo fan film that a guy commented. I forget your name, mate. I'm sorry, but you commented on my Vader Shards of the Past reaction and said I should react to this Solo fan film, and I didn't even know it existed, mate. So I'll definitely check it out for sure. Absolutely, I will check that one out and react to it. Because Vader Shards of the Past was amazing. I find it hard to believe it's going to live up to that if it was made before. But I mean, what kind of merit is that to kind of measure it on? It's not any, is it? But yeah, so going back to Obi-Wan, the title of the video. I do apologise. I get a little bit kind of sidetracked when I go off onto a bit of a tangent when I make these Star Wars talks, because I love Star Wars so much, man. So I really do get into the mythology of it and try and pick apart these different things and see what it could mean. Yeah, so I think it's going to be very interesting to see if Ewan McGregor comes back. Obviously, you guys did see my previous video. If you haven't, go and check it out. It's the Obi-Wan Kenobi spotted on the set of Episode 9, ? Bit of a clickbaity title, I will admit, but some information in there. Obviously, I was told by one of my clients that I've tattooed. I won't go into it too much. You're thinking, how the hell would your client know? Just watch the video, honestly. It's quite insightful. Take it with a grain of salt, though, but big grain of salt. And it's not news. It's not news. Don't go spreading it as news, please. I see all these articles where people are, oh my god, there's a Reddit post and he knows something about Episode 9, and it's like, no. Don't. Obviously, I might have put a little bit of a clickbaity title in the video, because, hey, I'm starting out YouTube, I'm not ashamed to admit that it was a little bit clickbaity, but it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. You've got to get clicks, and you've got to get views. This is how you get subscribers, this is how you start making money on YouTube, this is how you can turn it into more than just a hobby, and you guys understand that, I'm sure. But going back to Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah, and how it ties in with that Ewan McGregor in Episode 9 video. Obviously, we don't know, but the speculation and the information that I was told is that obviously he's very kind of in with Lucasfilm at the moment. He's very kind of, this suggests, anyway, the information I was told about the fact that he might be in Episode 9, it suggests that he's flying about there. He might be having conversations with Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, and who knows? Yeah. I really don't know. I hope to God it happens. I really hope to God it happens. I'm signing up for the Disney streaming service regardless, because The Mandalorian, oh man, I'm so excited about that. It's interesting because we never really got any of that in the movies. I mean, you can't even class Boba Fett and Jango as Mandalorians. Yes, they wore the armor, but they weren't actually Mandalorians. But, who's to say that in this new continuity of Star Wars and the Disney regime that Boba Fett survived the Sarlacc pit, and who's to say that in this new sort of era of Star Wars, the new canon of Star Wars, obviously ignoring all the Legends stuff going forward, who's to say that the Mandalorians weren't then created by Boba Fett after Return of the Jedi, somewhere in the Outer Rim, or somewhere along those lines, and hey, we've just got to wait. I'm really excited to see, because obviously this Mandalorian is set after Return of the Jedi. So yeah, I think there's a good chance that Boba Fett could pop up. I really do. I really do. Now, with this whole sort of TV series talk, I do want to just touch on a couple of things. I've seen a couple of things going about on Twitter and stuff, and I hope it doesn't happen. I really hope it doesn't happen. There's nothing. Just let me, disclaimer. It's nothing about the actress or the race of the actress or anything like that. There's no underlying hatred here at all. But Rose Tico, the character of Rose, I just feel it didn't work. For me, it didn't work. And Kelly Marie Tran is a brilliant actress. She performed the role really, really well. But I think to go then and make a TV series just on that character, I think it's just like, it's one of those situations where, like, who asked for this? Like, nobody asked for this. Now, I know there is a bit of an interesting backstory that could be told of her and her sister Paige, and the fact that they were kind of like struggling youths, and they had this hard upbringing, and then they found the resistance, and they found some sort of they found some sort of light in their life to join the resistance and join the fight against the First Order and stuff. But when I'm reeling that off, it sounds quite interesting, but just the character itself, I just don't find her that interesting. I just don't. I really don't. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the Rose character? Drop it in the comments if you do, by all means. But yeah, and the Cassian Andor series, I'm slightly more excited about that one because I really, really love Rogue One. So, and I know we've had How He Met K2SO in the comics. I haven't myself read that comic yet, but there's nothing to say that they couldn't just kind of maybe redo that scene as part of the series. Would be quite cool. But then that goes back to the whole thing of we're probably not going to see Darth Maul and Obi-Wan because I don't think they want to repeat what they're doing. So I don't know. I think a couple of the series ideas have been a little bit questionable, but this one, if this is true, I think it has to be announced at Star Wars Celebration in April. Now, it's not very far away. I think it was, beginning of April, middle of April? I'm not too sure. Obviously, I'm in the UK. I went to Star Wars Celebration a couple of years back. Met Mark Hamill, and my partner met Carrie Fisher, so that was amazing. We were and ahhing sort of whether to have the photos taken with them because they cost money. And we were in the hotel room the night before, and I was like, I've not heard anything about them returning this convention to the UK, to England, so I just bit the bullet and went for it. And that picture now of my partner and Carrie Fisher, I'm not going to show it because I don't think my partner wants to be on YouTube, but the picture that I'm looking at now of my partner and Carrie Fisher is priceless. And obviously me and Mark Hamill, and I was in Darth Maul cosplay. I might put a little if I put a little image up now of me on screen, I'll try and get that in the video, but I'll cut out her and Carrie. Anyway, yes. So Star Wars Celebration. Yeah. So I think if the Obi-Wan TV series comes out, it's going to have to be announced, I think, at Star Wars Celebration. And what better way to announce it than just get to Ewan McGregor to walk on stage? Everyone would lose their collective minds. Could you imagine? And then people would obviously be giving the, oh my god, he's in episode 9 a bit more credit, like people would be like so much. I think it would be so smart for them to do. It'd be so smart for Lucasfilm to bring him out on stage and announce this Obi-Wan series. And then people are going to be like, oh my god, episode 9 is just around the corner. JJ has been talking about the fact that he wants to tie it into the prequels and the original trilogy. Like, why would Obi-Wan's Force Ghost not be in there? And obviously I got told that information. Again, take that with a grain of salt, but I got told that information that he was seen on set. And yeah, really, really interesting stuff, guys. So what do you think about the Obi-Wan series? Who do you think the main protagonist, or the main antagonist, could be, like the villain of the series? I've got to think Vader. I think it would be great. I don't think people would be too bothered about the fact of the continuity issue, the slight kind of like, before I was but the apprentice, now, and you were the master, or something along those lines. At that line he said in episode 4, A New Hope, to him. So yeah, what do you guys think? Drop your comments, drop your theories, any discussion you wanna give me, pop it in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed it, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. My link is in the description. Hit the notification bell so you see all the new videos coming out, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.
Fulfill your